Have you ever been working out or going for a run and then all of a sudden you start sneezing and your nose starts dripping and everyone's just looking at you like you are this disgusting person? If this sounds like it happens to you, it's a condition called exercise-induced rhinosinusitis. And most doctors will tell you that the reason that this happens is because of some inflammation in your nasal passages, and it leads to this sneezing and this congestion and this dripping of your nose. And they'll tell you to treat it with some sort of decongestant or antihistamine because you have some sort of allergies or some inflammation. Now, this can definitely help, but how can you fix this problem for good and not have to take any of these medications? So another reason that this happens exclusively when you're exercising is because of CO2, or carbon dioxide. When you start working out or you start exercising, your body starts producing more CO2. Now, as your CO2 levels increase, your nasal resistance also goes down because your CO2 acts as a vasodilator, meaning it starts dilating all the blood vessels in your body. It also lowers the resistance in your nose, meaning it opens your nose up more. So as you start working out, now all this drainage from your sinus starts happening. So your nose can dilate in times of stress, but also in times of increased CO2, like when you're working out. Now, the reason that this happens is because you have these breathing receptors in your brain. So one of these breathing receptors determines how much volume is going in and out of your lungs. And if this receptor senses that you need more oxygen, like when you are stressed out or when you have higher levels of CO2 and you are exercising, then it'll respond by dilating your nose and also telling your goblet cells in your nose, which are these cells that produce mucus, to stop producing as much mucus. So as a result, you have this opening of your nose, and that's where all that drainage comes, because all that gunk and stuff was already there, but now that your nose is open, now it's going to all drain out. So if this is something that always happens to you, what can you do? How can you fix this naturally? Well, this is going to sound counterintuitive, but try only using your nose when you're exercising. And also try focusing on that nasal breathing all day long. What you'll notice is for those first couple weeks, it's going to be a little tough because one, your nose is going to be constantly draining. So you'll probably have to clean your nose with some Kleenexes and constantly be draining your nose for those first couple weeks. But also you might need to lower the intensity of your exercise. Like you might need to not row as hard or jog as fast for those 2 weeks. But what you'll find is after those 2 weeks, if you do this consistently, then your nose should start opening up more, but you won't have that drainage. And the reason is that your body's regulating your CO2 levels and you're draining out all that mucus that was already there. And also your body starts getting used to having that higher CO2 level. And as a result, your nose is going to be more and more open. And you'll probably find that it's easier to breathe through your nose in general. And what you also might find is that your exercise will get easier. And you may even be able to exceed the performance you had before when you were breathing through your mouth. And studies have even found that when people switch to only using their nose when they're exercising, those first couple weeks, their performance tends to go down. But after those 2 weeks, their performance gets better and actually better than when they started. Now, another thing you can start doing is a breath holding exercise. So this study took 51 people and it tested them by either having them exercise or having them hold their breath for 30 seconds. And I found that both, whether they exercised or whether they were holding their breath, it decreased their nasal resistance. In other words, it opened up their nose. And the reason is pretty simple. Again, it's carbon dioxide. Both whether you're exercising or whether you're holding your breath, your body's gonna build up more CO2. So this is something that you can incorporate into your workouts. And it's basically high altitude training. Because when people go up to higher altitudes to go train for a big marathon or a big competition, then what they're doing is they're going to an area that has lower amounts of oxygen. So basically those people are training in conditions that have higher amounts of CO2 and lower amounts of oxygen. Now when you hold your breath, especially when you're doing some sort of exercise, then you're doing the same thing. You're increasing your CO2 and you're lowering your body's oxygen. So one example of a way to do this is, let's say you're going for a jog. That first minute or so of you running, you're just warming up. After that minute, you start practicing holding your breath after an exhale. Now the key here is to do it after an exhale, because if you do it after an inhale, then you're just inflating your lungs with oxygen and you're not really gonna get those results. So you hold your breath after an exhale and you see how many paces you can run until you get a medium urge to breathe. and then you recover for a minute, and then you repeat it for the rest of your jog. So let's say that throughout the jog, you're only able to hold your breath for about 5 to 7 steps until you get that medium urge to breathe. You don't want to hold it too long until you're getting lightheaded or feel like you're about to pass out, because then you've held it too long and then all that hard work is basically going to go to waste. So as you keep doing that jog, keep trying to improve that number of how many steps you can do while holding your breath. What you're basically doing is you're training your body to tolerate lower conditions of oxygen, but only temporarily. As a result, your body's going to get used to higher levels of CO2, and you're not going to need to breathe as much because your breathing is going to get more efficient. So in other words, 1 breath for you is like what 3 breaths were for you before. This is why people who live in higher altitudes tend to live longer. And this is why so many athletes go to these mountains to go train. But you can bring those mountains to your house by doing this high altitude training. Now, this other study also looked at people who had asthma, and it had them switch from their normal mouth breathing when running on a treadmill to switch to nose breathing. And they found that when they switched from mouth to nose breathing, it reduced the amount of narrowing of their airways after their exercise. So by simply switching to nose breathing versus mouth breathing, they were able to have less asthma symptoms and have more dilated airways. So this is relevant to literally anybody, not just people who have asthma. Now, this other study was looking at 10 healthy people, and they had them inhale this air with different concentrations of carbon dioxide while they were exercising. And they found that both, whether their CO2 concentrations went up or they were exercising more, that their nasal resistance went down. In other words, again, their noses opened up. And again, it has to do with your CO2. When you're exercising more, you're building up more CO2. And in the other scenario, they were simply inhaling more CO2. Now, this last study I want to show you took 20 healthy people, and it compared them only breathing through their mouth while exercising versus only breathing through their nose. What the study found was breathing through the nose during physical exercise reduces the pressure of oxygen expired from the body. So in other words, breathing through the nose was more efficient at extracting oxygen from the lungs versus mouth breathing. So that means that not only does breathing through your nose more open your nose up more and get rid of a lot of that drainage that you're getting when you're working out, it also makes you more efficient at delivering oxygen to your cells, and in turn, it can make your exercise performance even better. So if your nose always runs and you're always sneezing every time you're working out, yeah, you could use those antihistamines and those decongestant sprays to help clear it up, but try also only using your nose for just 2 weeks and see what happens. When you breathe through your mouth, you're more likely to take these shallower, quicker breaths, and you're also more likely to not fill up your lungs with air. Instead, what people do is this upper chest breathing, where you only fill up the top half of your lungs with air, and the bottom half of your lungs never fills up